one of the things about your father that he goes out as a legend when they speak of those court cases, beating those court cases and healing those people. Can you speak on that time right there and the persecution that your father had to deal with trying to help people?
The persecution that he had to deal with was unbelievable. I was in my teens when this happened, but it didn't shake him. Now, the rest of the world around him was nervous, scared, unsure, frustrated behind the fact that, he had so many people come out, more than what they asked for. And it was just hard to believe that they would take somebody and put them in jail for doing the right thing by people. That was I've never known an herbalist to go to jail. I mean, that's another reason I want him honored. I want him to have his own day. But here's what we saw out of that man. Why it was so difficult for us to see is because we didn't understand the journey, because we didn't have that journey like he did. He decided to commit to himself to getting well and offered it to his family and his community. But when he committed to himself, I don't think he knew that truth would just surpass just him, but all over the world, and we were going to see it. But the truth is the truth. So for him, going to court was no big deal, because if you are telling the truth, what do you have to fear? He had no fear of man. Yeah. What he had fear of is that we didn't understand what this meant. He feared that we didn't understand what this meant, and that's why he needs to be honored, because we do. Yeah. We understand now, especially in this COVID time, that we need to eat better. Our immune systems need to be stronger. So when I look at the fact that he went through that court case with such, he had such class for me. Watching your own father, the conversation went like this. He says, they're going to put your daddy in jail tomorrow. And he laughs. And I go, oh, for real? He says, yeah, but it's okay. It's all right. They need to do that, because what it's going to bring awareness to is that we need to change. And so he says, I'm okay with it. I'll see you soon. And that was it. So for me, I didn't walk through it with a fear. None of us did, because we knew he had told the truth, because he was healed. There's no way to take away a man's health and then challenge it and say it didn't happen. It happened. And we need to respect that and honor that. And so from that point on, it allowed life to be a lot smoother with his message after it was done. And the people the communities just rocked with him. Why? Because he was telling the truth. You can't hide those people, and you can't say they didn't exist. They did exist. They still exist. And he did a great thing, but we should do this for each other. Because the goal of him was to not only get his self well, but to help others to help others.
Right.
So look at the conversations we're having now. There's so many black vegans I don't even know anymore.
Oh yeah, it's a gang of them out here.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
at the same time, after a while, of course, everybody, a lot of folks that had parents who've just passed from different things, colon cancer and all these different diseases. But when you do your research and find out it's about what you ingest and what you put in your system, it definitely makes you want to just switch everything up. But when you could get solid, valid information from people like her and her dad who really do this, who are witnesses. And how many people came to court?
Oh my God, hundreds.
It was
it was a lot of people.
Yeah, he proved his point.
It was, but health proved its point. Yes, this wasn't about him.
Boom.
And I think that's where some people miss this message. It was never about just Dr. Sebi. He wanted the message of health to be for all of us.
Yeah.
So it was it was proven that health itself, your body can balance itself through natural methods. That health is important, that the truism is that you don't have to listen to what people tell you on TV. You can actually heal your body by doing something natural for yourself.
How did Big Pharma react to Dr. Sebi?
Well, growing up, it was kind of interesting, because we had a lot of reporters. We had a lot of people in different agencies visit us from New York to LA. It was a different life. But they were always challenging him. They were always trying to do something to stop what he was doing, but the people had already spoken. So that wasn't going to challenge him. He knew it would come. He knew what it was about, but he was always ready to answer or not at all. Because it wasn't about him answering to what was going on about what people thought. It was about the answer would be better health for other people, and they would tell other people. And that's how it all started with the court case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You ever thought, because because definitely we want to spread this throughout the whole community even in the projects for the people, and there's so many people who thinks that it's expensive to eat clean. Like, come on, man. Like yesterday, I just got a fruit bowl.
Yeah.
What, $7, and that was my meal yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people think that, when you speak of eating clean, everybody think it's expensive. Like it's really not.
What's expensive is healthcare.
Right.
And so the flip side is, how much does it cost to lay in a bed? When I became a nurse, a lot of people were wondering, why did I become a nurse some 30 years ago to help my father? Because we didn't understand the language. I wanted to understand the language of this medicine, this Western medicine, to be able to talk to our clients, to give them that language, to help them understand. When I think about how much, and I've witnessed it myself, how much does it cost to be in the hospital with a disease that you are succumbing to or you're having trouble with? How much does that cost? If you weigh, there we go. So if we weigh the cost on the front end, if we can handle things on the front end, we're better off, because the back end is too expensive.
It's going to tear you out,
So I look at it like that. If we can start these conversations, keep an understanding about how we're eating, commit to ourselves, because that's the real thing right here. I'm going to tell you something. He committed to himself in such a way. He didn't need to be married to all these women they say my father was married to. He was married to himself.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He committed to his...
I was just talking.
But he was committed to himself. And by committing to yourself, you make it your truth what you're doing. So we have to commit and make it our truth. If we're not making our own health our truth, what are we doing?